We meet Thor at the peak of his superhero status. He's powerful, cocky, and actively smashing through a demon army using his hammer, Mjolnir. Looking at this simple flowchart, we can see exactly how Thor understands his own power. The energy flows directly from his weapon to him, allowing him to enforce his single overarching duty, protecting the physical realm of Asgard. He defeats the fire demon Surtur, takes his glowing crown, and locks it safely away in the Asgardian vault. As far as Thor is concerned, he has unilaterally prevented Ragnarok, the prophesied apocalypse. But an operating model built entirely around an external tool carries an inherent flaw. If your identity and your ability to defend your kingdom require a specific piece of metal in your hand, you are completely unprepared for what happens when you lose it. Thor is quickly pulled out of his cosmic battleground and dropped onto the mundane streets of New York City. He and his brother Loki are forced to wear local clothes and search for their missing father among regular civilians. They track Odin down to the remote coast of Norway. The exiled king gives his sons a final warning about an approaching threat, transforms into golden light, and passes away. His death immediately breaks the seal holding back Hela, the goddess of death. She emerges from a portal, and her sheer physical strength dwarfs anything Thor has ever encountered. Thor hurls his magical weapon directly at her. She catches it in midair with one bare hand and then crushes it into pieces. In just 10 minutes, Thor's father is dead. His invincible weapon is destroyed, and he is locked out. He is left entirely powerless, stripped of every single trait that supposedly made him a god. Thor is thrown through space and crashes onto Sakaar, a planet built out of cosmic garbage. On this world, his royal lineage and Asgardian titles carry exactly 0 weight. A local scavenger named Valkyrie easily subdues him with a compliance disc. She drags him to the planet's eccentric ruler, the Grandmaster, and sells the former prince as a gladiator for 10 million units. He is chained to a chair and thrown into an arena to fight for his life. Without his magic hammer to rely on, brute force is no longer a viable escape strategy. He has to pivot to diplomacy. He negotiates with an enraged Hulk, appeals to Valkyrie's sense of duty, and forms a truce with Loki to secure a spaceship. Removing his divine privilege forces him to adapt. He stops acting like a solitary blunt force weapon and begins operating as a tactical leader capable of unifying a fractured group of outcasts. The makeshift team navigates a wormhole and returns to Asgard to confront Hela. They arrive to find she has already slaughtered the kingdom's entire defending army and claimed the throne. Thor engages her in combat, but the fight is brutally short. Hela overpowers him, violently slashing a blade across his face, destroying his right eye. He collapses onto the balcony. Battered, half-blind, and moments away from execution, his physical deconstruction is complete. In that exact moment, his mind drifts into a vision of his father. Odin looks at his defeated son and asks a simple question: "Are you Thor, the god of hammers?" This chart shows the reality Odin reveals to him. The physical weapon was never the source of his strength. It was only a temporary lens used to focus the immense energy he already possessed inside of him. Recognizing that power is an internal state of being triggers his physical awakening. Thor opens his eyes, reaches out with his bare hands, and summons a massive, blinding strike of lightning to blast Hela away. Yet even with his innate abilities fully unlocked, Thor faces a massive strategic hurdle. He still cannot defeat Hela in direct combat. This cyclical feedback loop shows exactly why she is invincible. Her power is drawn directly from the physical bedrock of the Asgardian realm. As long as the city stands, her energy is limitless. Fighting to save the physical territory only feeds her strength. The only viable move left is to permanently sever that connection by completely destroying the real estate itself. Thor accepts a hard truth. Asgard is a people, not a place. He can separate the survival of his citizens from the survival of the soil they stand on. He decides on a radical, lateral solution. He intentionally initiates Ragnarok, the exact apocalypse he spent his entire life trying to stop. While Thor distracts Hela above, he sends Loki down into the vault to drop the fire demon's crown directly into the eternal flame. The demon's Surtur is resurrected as a mountain of fire. He plunges his sword deep into the planet's core, obliterating the bedrock, shattering the physical empire, and taking Hela down with it. The physical realm is gone. Thor sits on a refugee ship, missing an eye, holding no weapon, and possessing no land to rule, but he successfully evacuated his citizens. He learns that true leadership requires an unshakable internal power and the willingness to burn the grand symbols of a kingdom to the ground to protect the actual people who need you.